This is very often when I try to explain my idea about that, I get misunderstood. So sometimes after concerts where I played the cello suites, then come people asking if my opinion would be if Bach actually had written them for the viola da gamba first and then transcribed for the cello. And this is not, of course, my idea. Those pieces are purely cello repertoire. But in terms of numbers, we have in the Baroque time 6 suites for the cello and hundreds for the viol, which means that the vocabulary of the suites is deeply rooted in the viola da gamba musical and instrumental vocabulary, as it's very clearly understandable by the way the cello suites are written. They use really all the medias that you can find in dozens and hundreds of suites by the big viola da gamba masters. So my idea, in fact, is that he had this patrimony, this treasure of musical wisdom, and he had to transmit this to the future. And he wrote this not for the old instrument. Again, we can talk about Ancien Régime and modernity. The Ancien Régime was clearly in its full decadence, even in Bach's time in around 1730, when he was in Köthen and was writing probably for the father of Karl Friedrich Abel. He was writing the 6 suites. So the old music, the old noble music, is written now for the new instrument. That's the idea. The cultural operation of Bach is extremely interesting. He writes old music for the new instrument, so suites for the cello, and sonatas, new music, for the old instrument. The sonatas are the new music, the one which is clearly coming from the tradition of the violin, Italian violin, violinistic school from Corelli and beyond, and that's the new music which is going to the future. Let's write this for the old instrument. Maybe this will give the old instrument a chance to survive in the modern world, in the new world, which is not the world of aristocracy, is not the Ancien Régime. Well, that I have 15 years of musical experience more on my shoulders, and that I believe I went through a path which gave me enough elements to understand those pieces of music more deeply. And so I can understand and realize each time I play those pieces in concert or I teach them in the Schola, that many things changed since 15 years ago. Then now I understand much better the spirit of chamber musicianship which is required for those pieces, and it's not much of a solistic music. It's really pure chamber music, high challenging chamber music, because the two instruments belong to very different kind of sound producing instruments. So the challenge is to make chamber music with these two very, very different instruments, and to create the impression of an intimate dialogue between a viola da gamba, a singing, beautiful singing viola da gamba, and the plucking and with this penetrating sound, of metallic sound of the harpsichord. These two musical sound approaches are so different that it needs a big musical and technical flexibility from the two. And well, I believe that after 15 years I have some elements which may make sense to record them and again, yes.